Hello, welcome to the Game Craze training video. Today we're going to be going over the interactive game of laser tag. So, when laser tag, what you're going to need for this game is your tote with your laser tag guns inside of it. You're going to need your inflatable barrier tote as well as your inflatable barrier legs, your vinyl barrier, and your vinyl barrier legs. Something to keep in mind when you're setting up laser tag is that it cannot be played outside in the rain. So if the client does want it to be outside, that's perfectly acceptable. You need to make sure that it's not raining, there's no big pools of water and mud or anything like that. A lot of things are up to your discretion when it comes to laser tag, but water is absolutely a no-go. So the other thing you want to do once you show up on site is you want to take a look around, see if there's any hazards. If that's from broken glass to potholes to anything like that. So if there's something in your way and it can be removed, go ahead and remove it. If there's something that's in your way and it's a questionable thing, you need to go over that with your supervisor and or the client and see if there's another location in which you can do to remove that obstacle. As a Game Craze employee, your highest priority is safety of the players. So after you've looked at your area, you've made sure it's pretty safe, you want to go ahead and find your client and talk to them before you set anything up. So before any barriers or any guns come out of the case, you want to run over everything with your client. So you're going to take your paperwork that's been filled out, you're going to come talk to your client, you're going to go over gameplay with the client, the safety rules, everything like that, make sure that they know where the out of bounds are. There's no area that they don't want you to be in, so if there is, you make sure the kids aren't going in that area. When you're going over the paperwork with your client, you want to make sure that everything is safe and that you guys are on the same page with everything and making sure you do cover that out of bounds. Once you've completed your paperwork and confirmed everything with your client, it's now time to go ahead and start setting up your barriers. There are two different types of barriers. So first you do have your inflatable barriers as well as your vinyl barriers. We're going to go ahead and show you how to set up those inflatable barriers real quick. Inflatable barriers are pretty big and durable, relatively easy to set up. With that durability though, just make sure kids aren't moving them, jumping around on them. So to set up, you will need a shop vac or a vacuum with the hose that's blowing air out, not sucking it in. Then you'll need to come over and find your port for the inflatable. Take your cap off, and then you will need to bring your vacuum on over so it can reach. Turn it on, and you're going to hold this right over that port that you just took the cap off of. Once it gets close to being filled up, you want to be careful to make sure that you don't overinflate it. And once you're done with that hose, go ahead and take it away. Put your cap on, give it one twist to the right, make sure it's on there nice and snug. Your inflatable barrier is now blowing up. What you're going to need is the inflatable feet. These are the longer of the two barrier type feet. There's this nice little bungee. You're going to go ahead and put it through here. There's going to be one on the other side that I'll show you how to put it through there in just a minute as well. We'll prep this one too. There you go. So now down here, this is where your second one is. It's laying in the exact same spot. You're just going to go ahead and put the pole through that one as well. Then you're ready to stand it up. So the next barrier type you do have is your vinyl barrier. So you're going to go ahead and pull those out. Like I said, these are the shorter of the weights there. So you're going to go ahead and just set those in on each side. Kind of make sure that you're balanced on each side. That way you're not putting too much pressure on one side or the other. You just push those down until they snap in. And you flip it over. And you want to set it down. Do not drop it from up here. Then you can set those up. So now we're going to walk you through how to set up your guns. So this is what your gun looks like. Each gun is going to look like that. So to set them up, you're going to want to take them out of the box. You want to make sure you always grab the gun with the yellow tip here. This is your master gun. We just have it marked so you know which one to use. And we'll go over that here in a second, why that's important. Then you want to pull out the rest of your guns. You can do it one by one, or you can do two, but never more than two, so you're not dropping or breaking anything. I'm going to set them over here on the table. And now we're going to show you how to set up and turn on your laser tag guns. So, turn on all your guns. You do need to hold the circular button right here. It's going to make the red lights flash, and then in a couple of seconds here, it's going to make a loud noise showing you that it's on. The screen is also going to have writing on it, and that's going to tell you that your gun is in the process of turning on. Once it makes that noise right there, you are able to go ahead and start setting it up. So this being the yellow tipped gun, this is going to be your what we consider your master gun. So this setup is going to be a little bit different than the rest of them. You're going to go here to games, and up on your pad you're going to hit S right here. That's going to be for select. It's going to go down to a new screen that says either create or join game. Now like I said, because this is your yellow tip master gun, you're going to hit S on create, and then you're just going to hit S on game 1. That's going to show you that in that game they've got 5 minutes, 50 ammunition, and 2 lives, so they can get hit twice. You're going to hit S again on that screen once you verified that's the one you want. Hit S, it's going to read 1 player joined. Now, that gun is set up, ready to go. Now what you're going to do with every other gun is you're going to turn them all the exact same way that you turned on that one. You're going to hold it, light's going to flash, going to make a noise. So once it loads up and we get that noise, the screen's going to change and it's going to look just like the first guns did. Now, you are again going to hit S on games for select. And then instead of hitting create game, you're going to hit the down arrow right here, pointing towards your person if you're holding the gun. You're going to hit join game. Hit S again. Now you are looking for a game. And it's going to ask you to please wait. Once it finds your master gun, which this one is named Guest ABC2, you are going to hit S again once that's highlighted. Now it's going to say waiting to receive game data. So this gun's ready to go. To verify that, you're going to come over here and this number said 1. It should now say 2 guns joined. And it does, so you're good to go. Once you want to start your game, once you have all the guns that you want to be joined, you are simply going to hit S on your master gun. This is going to let all of them start. It's going to start your countdown. You have to hit S twice. There it is. Game will begin. Now it's counting down. Once it gets to 5, every gun will begin to count down, as well as a noise. Now all of your guns are active and in the game. The objective to laser tag is to tag your opponent as many times as you can before you run out of your lives. You can tag your opponent anywhere that you see red. So when you fire, it's going to make this sound. When you fire and hit an opponent, yours is going to make one little beep, and theirs is going to make this sound. My beep wants to tell me I made the hit. His is beeping obnoxiously to tell him that he just got hit. So now if he shot me, it would do the same thing. One beep to tell him that he got a hit, and obnoxious beep to tell me. Now when they're dead, he's got 1 life left, I'll show you. They're going to come back. It's going to beep a little bit differently, no flashing lights, and his screen is going to read return to base. That's how the kids know that they're done, to bring their guns and set it back here. You can go ahead and start getting the guns prepped for the next round. You don't have to wait. Another quick problem solving that you might have is the kid will come to you and say, my gun's not working. They can't pull their trigger. So it doesn't matter how hard I pull on this thing, that trigger's not going back. What's happened is that this safety got put on, so I'm going to need to push that all the way over. Now the trigger's able to be pulled. Once the game has been played, everyone's done, you're wrapping up for the night, you do want to make sure that you power all the guns off, so that's this black button just the same way you turned it on. Not going to make a noise, it's not going to flash, it's really boring, but your screen will go completely blank. You're not going to be able to do anything with the gun at that point, so it's time to go ahead and put all the guns away. So you make sure they've all powered off. And you're going to set them in here. They do alternate, so you've got slots in here that keep them nice and secure. You set the handle that way, and then the nozzle up here. I'm going to do the same thing with the other gun. And I'm going to set it right in here. Want to make sure that all your foam's standing up as well as you can. They're nice and secure in there. I'm going to go ahead and close your lid. Your lid is closed. It does have 4 lock points, 1 on each side and 2 in the front. So when you're ready to take this down, you're just going to do the same thing but in reverse. So pull these out. Once you take that cap off, it's going to let some of the air out. You will need to use the shot vac with the hose sucking out to take the rest of it out. Once you take that cap off, put it somewhere that you know where it's at so you don't lose the cap once everything's done, you're loaded up on the truck, you do want to go find your client. Thank you so much for having us out this year. I know the kids had a blast. Tell them a funny story if you have one. Can't wait to see you again next year, and just so you know, you will get an email asking how we did, if we had to put time. It is important to us that you fill that out just so we know what we can improve on and what we did good. So thank you for that, and we'll go ahead and get out of here, okay? Have a great day. Before you want to get in the truck and pull out, you want to double check, make sure you're not missing anything, personal items, any small items, especially with laser tag. You want to double check, make sure you don't have batteries laying around for the client to have to pick up after you, as well as any other trash, and you do want to make sure that you have all of those caps for the inflatable barriers so those aren't missing.